Alright, and we are live here tonight again with RPM Esports F1. Welcome to everybody tuning in here on tonight's low gear race on La Viva La Mexico. We are in Mexico today, guys. Really nice track. One of my favorites by far. Really long straight. And then a tricky second section with some S's. And I'm very curious what low gear drivers are gonna do here tonight on this track. We already have one car out. It's one of the AlphaTauris, and it's Yameen's who's gonna do the first lap here in low gear. Mexico. Yeah, Mexico. We are in Mexico, Evil. Hello, Octavio as well from Holland. As Yameen's is warming up his tires for this long track. It's a really long track. I believe you can do it really fast, but it's quite a long track for such a time actually. Just because of the straight. That's one of the main parts. Mexico, yeah. Also Mesquita joining in, wishing good luck to all the Ferrari drivers here tonight. And yeah, Ferrari are definitely looking for some decent points here in low gear. As you mean, is now crossing the final corners of this altered track. And now we can see already this really long fast straight with a really long DRS on it. And I think overall we're gonna see some really good DRS overtakes on this part of the track. Maybe even some really deep brakings on turn 1 and on turn 2. Oh, and he invalidates his first lap. That's an unfortunate one for the AlphaTauri driver here. So that's not a good start. Oh, excuse me, I'm a bit having a cold, but I'm still here. Then we go to Gui, the Williams driver, who's setting the next lap then as next car on track, who's doing a lap overall. And it seems like he's making a really good line there. It has a purple sector 1, but of course that's logical since he's one of the only cars doing a lap at the moment. As most of the cars are out for a hot lap or out lap. So let's see what these guys can do in the qualifying. Also, welcome to Shack Attack joining us in chat. And Benjamin. He's now in the last chicane part of, and now into the last corner. This is quite a tricky one because you're high acceleration but then need to brake early again. And there it is. It's a 1:17.222. That's a nice time from Gui. But yeah, can it be enough? That's one of the questions we're asking. Can it be enough to keep him into the top 5? I don't think so. As we are looking for one of the next cars coming out as well. We're gonna look at the Haas for a moment. Haas is currently second in the championship. As he is, I believe, not that far out on deck. Yeah, he's only 59 points out on Declan, who's deck VDB. And both the McLarens actually joined in on a lap. And it's Jones and Rusty for 3 and 4. And there goes Spritzy. He's coming back after a break last week. And he's coming back with a 1:16.7. And there comes Haas, his teammate, with a 16.5. And that's the Alpines going crazy over here. And they're showing these guys they got the power and the speed to make this race interesting. Bruno goes for a 1:19.0. Octavio, his teammate, goes to P6 with an 18.1. And there comes Yameen's with a slamming gap on Spritzy in P2, Haas in P2, excuse me, on that one. With 16.1, and it's a 4/10 gap between first and second for the moment. A lot of other cars joining as well. Deck just set a lap. He's in P4, just behind Huss. So Huss gonna be very pleased with that one. Westboy, his teammate in the Aston Martin, joins him on P7. Well, Rosebeach is one of the next cars going for a lap, but he is invalidating his first stint, so he will need to be going for another one. And this is one of the tricky parts I'm talking about. It's fast S's, and then outcome of all the S's there are is already the DRS zone. So you got to be very, very sharp to not miss it. I know it's for a fact because I missed it for a couple of times so far. Harry Hatchett also joined Team VDB, and he's rooting for Deck there. RPM John in the Red Bull car is on his lap as well. Rosebeach is on his second stint on this tire. So let's see what he's gonna do. But John makes it a purple sector 1, and that's an interesting one. John, who's been unlucky in the last race, I believe. Just missing out on a podium in Baku, and what a crazy race we've seen there. A lot of big crashes, and one of them being in the pit lane, actually on the pit entry. I'm still a bit lost on my voice from that one, because wow, that was an insane crash there. But John is looking really fast here, and he can be knocking off Yameen's off that pole position time. But we're gonna see in a second as he's now going for the last corner, and he finishes on a short line, and it's a 1:16.8, and he lost it out on the last sector. But he is still in P5, so that's a good time from the Red Bull driver there, and he can be proud of that one. As we go to Altea, who invalidated his lap as well. Rosebeach going in. Benjamin is on his lap. And also is Mirko. His teammate is being in P1 for the moment. But what is Mirko gonna do? Mirko, it can be a very, very dangerous driver to overall to battle against. Not because he's dirty or something, but he's very clean and very fast. And he can just show up in the moment you don't expect him. So let's see what AlphaTauri driver is gonna do here. Making no purple sector 1 as so far, but still 2 sectors to improve. See if he can battle his teammate off P1 position, or even get close to P4 and sandwich in those 2 Alpines. How nice would it be to have 2 teams battling it out for P1 to F3? I think we're gonna see a really close battle on up front. And here he comes, and it's a 1:15.9, and that's a gap to his teammate, and he knocks him off. That's Mirko in P1, and Yameen's in P2. That's 2 AlphaTauris on the first starting row so far, and 2 Alpines on the second starting row. So that's a really good lap from both the team drivers, actually. And I hope they can continue this battle during the race as well. Marco going a bit wide there in the Alfa Romeo car, but he keeps it clean and not on the validation line, so that's good, fair play for him. But I don't think this is going to be the time he's looking for. He's on a medium, so if he hits the top 10, he can maybe surprise anyone. 18.3, and that's P11. That's just not enough to hit the top 10 positions. And yeah, he's gonna be looking for another set of soft tires, I guess. As we got on board with Spring, the game didn't really give us a really nice view on that one. But Spring, he's on the outlap. Spring, who crashed out insanely hard last week on Baku, making a wrong decision, estimation on an overtake opportunity. Hit the back of a car and then completely crashed it out in the pit lane. He doesn't seem to be having a lot a really good exit here, but let's see what he can do. Also Mohammed owns a lap. He's just behind Spring. Maybe getting a bit of a tow from the Red Bull there. Not sure which one it is. Oh yeah, it's Spivey. It's Spivey. Spring looking good so far. No purple sector though. Also he's on the mediums. I don't know personally about strategy, what's the best strategy for Mexico is, but oh, and he validates there, yeah, on the SS part, and that's a tricky one, as we all know, so unfortunate for him. Well, Deck actually improved as well, and so did Hus. Jumping I completely miss it. Be looking at the guys who didn't set a lap yet, but Hus and Deck improved a bit by a lot, and actually slammed Yameen's off his second position there. And yeah, that's gonna be an interesting battle. Mohammed goes to P15, just behind his teammate with a 1:18.5. That's not the best lap you can have on your first stint. But then again, at least he has a time set. Now on board with Altea, one of the cars not setting a lap so far. He keeps it off the invalidation line there. Oh, but he decides to slow down. Not glad with his lap, I guess. Spring passed him now. He's on a second stint on this medium tire. And let's see what he's gonna do. So 1:17.8, and that's actually a pretty good lap on the mediums, but not enough. He's in P13 at the moment. Oh, and that's Rosebridge backwards on the SS. On the axis of the SS, that's the rest part where I'm talking about. It's a really tricky one. So let's hope the drivers can keep it. Oh, and that's a complete nose off. No front wing left on that car, and he's gonna be pitting and hoping for a second stint anytime soon. It's the first stint already, I believe. Well, and that's most of the cars having a lap done. Now it's all looking for improvements. Spritzy, let's go to his onboard. He's on a lap. He was looking really strong on his first stint. Took pole position for a moment, but then joined his teammate. Oh, and that's just an invalidation from the Alpine driver here. He's not going to be happy about that one. But then again, just try again. Or go in, get a new set of softs, and try for another lap. Yeah, and he goes in. Let's see, Gooey, he's on an out lap. Of course on an out lap at the moment, to be honest. Marco, he's on a hot lap. And he's now on the soft tires, so let's see what he can do on these red cheek tires, which are the fastest, of course. Oh, and that's wide up, and that's a complete corner cut, but he didn't get that validation. How did he do that? How did he do that? That was a complete corner cut. Well, fair play for him for not getting invalidation on that one. But he's not going to be close to the top guys so far. He's PP12. Going for another stint directly, I guess. Not a lot of ERS to play with though, so I hope he's going to make it on that much of a battery. Jones is improving or not? I have no idea. It seems like he's fast. And he is improving, and that's P2 for Jones in the McLaren. 1:15.992, and that's really close behind. Oh, there goes Mirko. I was just saying that's really close behind Mirko, and Mirko just said, I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get this one. And he just slammed in the gap of 2 tenths. And that's an insane lap from the AlphaTauri driver here. And I hope for him, he's gonna keep that position as Deck is going for his last stint here on track. Maybe put another stint behind it. Spritzy goes for another lap. Haas is still in the pit. He seems to be fine with his time so far. Oh no, he goes. No, that's Williams. That's the Williams. It's a bit confusing, those two cars. Oh, Gui actually having a purple sector there, I believe. Yeah, he does. So that's a big surprise here. Gui on his last stint, and it's 16.7. He keeps it in P8. Well, we look to the cars who's gonna cross the line first, and Deck did invalidate his lap, so he's gonna do another one on those tires. No doubt about that. Benjamin seems still chilling in the pit. So that's all good. Spritzy on his lap. Let's give him some airtime there. See if he can spin out when I'm watching him as well. Every time the guy's watching me on mid-gear races, I spin out. It's a big curse. It's a big curse. So let's see if I can spin him out now. I hope not, but just to check. And so far he's doing good. No pressure from the commentator curse, and it's it's P6 for Spritzy, and that looked like a really fast lap. But then again, he still joins his teammate in P6, where Huss is in P4, so they can keep. He can maybe put some pressure on Deck there, if Deck doesn't improve his time, of course. I couldn't see if he was improving. Oh, and that's Deck off! Oh, and it's a massive crash on the pit exit entry, and he is out of disqualifying, being in P5. And I guess I turned the curse towards Deck. I'm really sorry about that one. Oh my god. Normally I have this curse on Spritzy, or the other way around, but this time it was Deck. It was Deck who had the curse of me watching him. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good. Oh, and Altea actually improves to P12, so that's a good lap from him. Also, John is out. Christy didn't improve his lap, so he's going in, and then this is our final standings with 2 AlphaTauris on P1 and 2. Then we got Jones and Huss just behind there. Deck being in the sandwich of the Alpine, so maybe there's gonna be some teamwork between those two guys, between Spritzy and Huss. Then John goes to P7. Benjamin at P8. Then we got Gui and Marco on P9 and 10. Rusty Oil Can at P11. Then we got Altea, Westboy and Rosebeach, who making 12, 13 and 14 Octavio going for P15. Mohammed goes for P16. Then we got Sprink and Spivey 6, 17 and 18. And all the way at the back in the Ferrari. So far, no luck for them. Bruno in P19. So, no luck on the Ferraris here so far. I hope they can improve all their luck. They're still not that bad standing in the constructors though. They're at P7. But yeah. They had a lot of bad luck during the races, and I just hope they can get off that and have a clean and nice race. Show those guys what pace they really have. Because I know they're fast. I know. Well, guys, that's the qualifying here in Mexico. So Evil calls it Mexico. La Viva la Mexico. That's the qualifying standings. Throw in some predictions for the race, guys. I think we can see a lot of surprises here tonight, to be honest. Qualifying actually surprised me. Some of the cars I didn't expect to be up front still are there. So I'm curious. Oh wow, my stream just paused for a moment. Sorry about that one. Yes, thank you. And that's back. No, but throw some predictions, guys. I'm very curious about what you guys can think of all these drivers here tonight on grid. It's 19 cars on grid, so that's a good grid for round 6. It's already halfway through the season. Could you just imagine? That's insane. There we go. Mirko not making any waiting here for the guys behind him, and he goes for his warm-up lap, formation lap, whatever you want to call it. And it's a nice sight to have two AlphaTauris on P1 and 2. And just teammates behind there, joining each other. And hoping for a good race and clean race. The top 10 is mostly all different teams. How cool would it have been to have all the cars on top 10? So one Ferrari, one AlphaTauri. That would have been cool. That would have been really good. Sprinky going for driver of the day. Meaning he will make all these positions up. Octavio and Bruno are actually the only ones chosen the medium tire outside the top 10. And of course, guys in the top 10 are on soft tires as they qualified on them. But only 3 cars going for the medium tires. That's actually a pretty curious decision. Big gap between, I believe it's gonna be Spritzy and the cars in front of him. He decides to take a little more time to warm those tires up for the start. And who can blame him? Of course you will. As the grid is now forming up again. And then when the lights are going on, they burn 5. We are racing when they go off. It's race day again for low gear, and I'm really excited. Thanks for everybody tuning in at the moment. 13 viewers. As we got 2, 3, 4, 5 lights on, and then here we go in the Grand Prix of Mexico, low gear, round 6, and it looks like a really good start from both the Alpines and from the Aston Martin driver here. Us already attacking Yameen's on P2, Spritzy joining his teammate in P4, And then we got Deck, who got overtaken by Spritzy. Deck actually making a bit of a spurs there. Oh, and there's some contact, He almost spun out. But he saved it. I hope the cars behind him actually got no damage on it. Spritzy just kept his car where it was, and I don't think the little spurs on the throttle where Deck made was the best decision. Now we got two teams fighting for the podium positions already in lap 1, and we got a yellow flag. And it seems all good. Benjamin lost a lot of positions though. So did Westboy and Mohammed. Not that much. Spring already got 6 positions. He already got 6 positions. 7 positions. Just overtaken Rusty Oil Can, who's under full pressure from Altea as well. Maybe he has some damage somewhere. I have no idea. Both Ferraris looking quite good for the moment. Having some troubles on the exit of the corner there. Now into the chicane and onto the last corners. Yamin is really close behind his teammate, but no making a big threat. Spritzy is close behind his teammate as well. Which car is going to be the fastest and which car is going to be the car attacking the first, the next podium position, to be honest, because they already got one on podium, but which one is going to be the P2 one? And it seems like a very, very clean lap so far on the first round, and we got Rusty in the pit lane though. I don't know what happened there. I didn't see any serious damage towards him. But Big Buggy, yeah, I know, I seen it. We go to as we go to the task telemetry dashboard, we can maybe see what happened to Rusty Oil Can. Yeah, he did change the front wing and he had some damage there, 23%. And there we go, that's the decision. That's what happened. I didn't see it clear on the stream, but yeah, he did have damage, and yeah, good and wise choice to go early. And they're slamming in the fastest lap. It's a 1:18.888, and that's a really nice clean lap from Yamins. I like that lap time. Jones still making a bit of a gap towards Deck here. Gap now closing in on the McLaren car there. He lost a lot of positions, and that's mainly because of the attack he made after being overtaken by the Alpine car or Spritzy. But yeah, then again, of course it's racing. You try something, and if it works, it works, and if it doesn't, fair play and try again next time. Jones getting a 3-second penalty early in the race for multiple warnings, so he already had quite some track limits there. And I think Dewey got one there as well. And Spring is a bit middle of nowhere at the moment. Oh, and Hust gets a 3-second penalty, and that one definitely won't help making this podium fight work. Maybe he can decide now which car is going to be the fastest of the Alpines and which car is going to attack the podium position at first sight. They can help each other as well. Mirko getting the fastest lap now, and I don't like it because it's not such a nice number as Yamin did. Oh, and Westboy is out, and that's the exit of the SS, and he's in the middle of the track. He's on the middle of the track, and that's a safety car early in the race. And of course it is. There's a big green car just in the middle of the exit of the SS. Of course you slam in a safety car. I do hope it's a green one though. We can maybe see a few cars going in. No, it's still not the green one. Damn it. I want the Aston Martin. We should change that. We should look into it. We should change that. Mirko actually made a big of a gap towards his teammate, so no team play here so far. Seeing there's 2.2 second gap Well, excuse me. 2.2 second gap on both the cars. So yeah, it's getting smaller now, of course, since the delta and stuff. Let's see what they're gonna do. He stayed out. Yeah, Mean stays out. Huss stays out. Spritzy goes in. Spritzy goes in. So does John. Jones staying out. Dex staying out. This might be a smart call. Spritzy goes for new soft tires. John went for the hards. We can just follow the cars in front, of course. Silverstone, Canada, I think France, and 1 or 2 more tracks are Aston Martin. That sucks. That's really boring. That's really boring. I think, in my opinion, you should be able to choose which safety car to use for which race. You should be able to choose that. And well, we are under safety car conditions. You know, guys, what time it is. Go to Monaco. Yeah, of course I will get it in the first lap. But then I won't see it. Because I will already be in the pit. Being sad. In the corner. Crying. Yeah, okay, well, since we, of course, RPM is also because we want to learn to know our drivers. So, one of the questions was, for example, what's your absolutely dream car you want to own someday? Oh, excuse me. I pressed the button. I accidentally pressed the button. Sorry. Alright. So, what's your dream car? Oh, to be honest. And then we asked a few of the cars. A few of the guys actually answered quite early on already. Mirko saying it was a Mercedes SL500 Cabrio oldtimer. So he's going for the old schools. Jones goes for the Aston Martin DB5. That's a really nice choice. John goes for a Ferrari F50. Westboy goes for a McLaren. That's one of the cars we didn't see coming by that much. Also, Spivey chose for a 911 turbos. So that's a Porsche. Huss went for the Audi. And this is one of the cars we did see come by quite often. There was a Nissan GTR Skyline, and that's one of the cars we did see often during the questions. Also one of the questions was we can't ignore it. We just gotta ask Tortilla or Enchiladitas. So a lot of guys chose tortillas. I would have chosen tortilla as well. I didn't answer the questions yet, but yeah, I would have chosen tortilla as well. Benjamin not. He went for the enchiladas. All about the melted cheese, he says. And melted cheese is good. I can't ignore that. Melted cheese is good. But we are already racing again. I didn't notice that. Let's go then. Looks like a really clean restart from Mirko there. But his teammate was paying attention. So there might be a little team play there. Huss keeps it nice within 1.4 seconds. Deck is now in P4. Maybe attacking Huss again. since he wants those positions back. Spritzy is in P8 currently on the fresh soft tires, and he will be jumping up quite some positions, I guess, since he is way faster than most of the guys on track. On those tires, of course, just on those tires. Spivey actually being under full pressure already from Spritzy there. But he jumped up quite nicely. Sprink is currently in P6 on the medium tire, so he will be happy about that one. Being in clean air, no pressure from in the back, no pressure on the front, just clean driving there. Gooey actually hunts for John on the hard tires, but John seems to be having found his pace on those white cheeky tires. He's doing really good, actually, even seeing his teammate getting overtaken by Spritzy, and it gets him closer towards his teammate as well. Spritzy actually really going well on those new soft tires, but is it the best tire strategy at the moment? I don't know, I can't say. Then we go to Bruno, who's actually between both the Haas cars at the moment. But Rosebeach can help out a lot so far. Oh, Spivey actually spun out, I guess, because he is all the way at the back again, being chased by Bruno now. So those tires from Spivey would have been heated up, and Bruno just goes for it and sees if he can get a better exit on the DRS zone here, as DRS is already enabled again, I believe. No, it's not. It's not enabled. Oh no. Rosebeach actually made a... Oh, no, there it is. Oh, and Yamines is in the pit. Let's keep an eye on which tire he's gonna go on. And that's the mediums. He goes for the medium tire. Spritzy now back at P6. As we go to the back a bit, since both McLarens actually lost a few positions there. Both the McLarens actually lost. Oh, and that's Rosebeach who spun. Rosebeach onto the grass, and he lost a lot of not a lot of position there, but he lost the position to Rusty Oyokan, who's actually going again, trying to close in the gap on Octavio here. Muhammad is in. Wow, Yameen's fall back quite far back. I hope he can keep up with his pace as it is, because he seems to be getting hauled up a bit between Spivey and Bruno here. But there's the DRS open, and I guess that's a clean overtake. That's an easy overtake. That must be an easy overtake, and it is. Oh, that's close on Bruno, and he actually pushed Spivey a bit wide there, but no touching, and that's clean. So Bruno is now the next victim of the new fresh tires of Yameen's, as they go onto the straight, and it's already done before the DRS, I guess. And it is, and it's done before the DRS. There he goes. DRS open, no fight back from Bruno. Oh, and Spritzy gets a 3 second as well. Now both the Alpines have a 3 second time penalty, and both the Alpha Tauris don't. Then again, it's not facts that they will be going on the podium. Hello, Shakes. And Hatchet, you were already here, of course. Oh, that's Bruno off the grass. And that's a 10 second for corner cutting. I don't think that's a bit. That's not really fair. That's a virtual safety car. I don't think there was a lot of deserved for Bruno there. And yeah, that was clean corner cutting, but no. That's one for the stewards, I guess, if he reports it in. Forza Marco and Octavio. Marco is actually in P1 at the moment on 10 lap soft tires. as Mirko just got in and he went for the new medium tires. Sprink now gets overtaken by Spritzy on the restart of the virtual safety car, and let's see if these guys can keep it up like this. Sprink is really doing quite a good job on those medium tires. Not a lot of air for a bit, but then again, no one has. To be honest, I think no one has a clean situation for the overtake, for the pit stop strategy at the moment. Welcome, by the way, Richie, to the stream of RPM tonight. As we do still watch Sprink, but we got some action in the back. Mirko being Benjamin chasing him, and he being chasing John on the hard tires, but John seems to having a really good pace on those tires. He didn't lose out on any position so far, he just scored them, and those hard tires seems to work really fine for him. And that's one of the McLaren's backwards on track, and it was Rusty Oil Can. He has no front wing left. He must be lucky not to spun out, crash out at all total, since that was one of the trickiest parts of the track. Octavio spun and you missed it. Yeah, there's a lot of things happening. Evil, come on. The battle between Deck and Yameen's actually goes on and on. Benjamin Cardiff actually overtook Yameen. No, he didn't overtake Yameen's. But Mirko did overtake RPM, John, and Benjamin. No, not Benjamin. That's not good information. Benjamin was already behind. But John seems to be losing out a bit now on those tires. But on the long term, he will have provided from it. Still P6 doing all good. Huss doesn't seem to have the pace he wants on those mediums so far. Still in P10, just behind, 7 seconds behind Dak. And Spritzy actually goes for the move on Marco here. Marco on 12 lap old soft. Miss Spritzy on 7. And there he goes. His Spritzy is now currently P1. But he will need to pit again quite soon. And that's Yameen's with a 3-second penalty. Now, that gives actually a bit of air towards the Alpines if they go back to the way it was at the start of the race. And it's clear that Octavio seems to be having the pace. Oh, and that's a crash between both the Ferraris. Oh, and that's a massive crash since Bruno was still on the grid. Rusty Oil Can just came in and banged into the front of the Ferrari, as both the Ferraris are actually hitting each other as well. And that's a big crash there. First safety car comes out. I don't think that was necessary, but that was a big crash overall. Not based on damage, but just based on how much time it did cost for a lot of cars. And it can actually put Spritzy in a really good position on those soft tires. He can now go to those new tires and he goes for the mediums. But can he actually finish on them with 22 laps to go? We're gonna see, I guess. Mirko and the Yameen's actually are glad to be back in the top 5 again. Sprink is now leading the pack, but he needs to go in after a few laps. I don't know how long the mediums will last on this track. And yeah, the Ferrari garage is not gonna be happy about that one. They are really not gonna be happy about that one. Of course, these things can happen, but it's really unlucky if it happens between you and your teammate on a situation like this. Octavio was actually going really good, recovering some time and recovering the position. Well, excuse me on gasping. He was doing a really good job so far, and yeah, he lost out now, just a bit. Both Ferraris are in the back. Well, Bruno is in the middle of the pack. He got lapped over a few cars, and so did Octavio, as he's between Haas and Marco. So both the Ferraris will get blue flags on the restart of the race, and I'm curious how that's gonna go. Wow, I didn't really expect that. I think both the Ferraris were doing a really good job. And then this happens. It just really sums up the unlucky moments those two guys have this season so far. They are just really, really unlucky so far. I'm actually glad it did happen in the chicane though, because that's a soft, that's a slow part of the track. Imagine it happening in the S's or something. You could have killed your teammate there, and yourself with it. That's track limits for the safety car, by the way. Definitely say, look at it. Yeah, that's definitely track limits of the safety car and the S's. Dirty Mercedes car. Oh, there again. He did it again. He's going for another lap. No, he's not going for another lap. And Sprink will be the car deciding the restart here, and we're gonna go on board with Mirko. As Sprink goes early, Mirko isn't really surprised by it, but RPM John, being in P3, is getting a bit of hold up by Rusty Oil Can, and Rusty will be faster, I guess, since he's on the medium tires, but he will get black flagged as well. Blue flag as well. Wow, black flag is that's a bit over too much, isn't it? Oh, Mirko just saved it there. That cost him a lot of time. Rusty going out of the way nicely, really clean, and big respect for him. But already getting attacked by Altea now as well because of it. Oh, and that's... Who was that? Was it Altea? No, it was Gooey. I don't know. It was Altea, isn't it? It was Altea. Altea hit the side of RPM John, making the overtake on Rusty Oil Can, and that cost him a lot of positions. Spritzy now on P7, making the full attack on deck there. He's getting followed by Marco as well, but Marco has two guys between him and Spritzy. And that gives the Alpine car here a lot of air. Oh, bit of wheel spin there. Now on the attack on deck. Both cars are full ERS. Spritzy seems to be the faster one. And he goes for it, side by side. And... oh, that's minimum room. That's the minimum of room. And Spritzy goes by on the end of the fast, long straight. And he's now in P6. And my tables are screwing up a bit, I guess. Yeah, my tables are screwing up a lot. And I think they're right now again. Yeah, they are right now again. as Yamines is on the full hunt for RPM John, but John looking for the moment to see a mistake in spring his lines and then make the overtake work on those hard tires. Oh, that's a late break from John there. He comes back to track. Yamines now side by side. Yamines tries to cross him here, and it's a really nice overtake in the chicane of Mexico. And that's only a one that can happen between two clean drivers, and those guys are clean. John now actually did lose his fight towards Spring though, but he's still a P4, doing a really good job on those hard tires, keeping the pace up, since all the cars in front of him and behind him are on faster tires. Then let's see if we can find some action in the back as well, as we have Gooey and Huss going at it. And in the meantime, our Dookie joins us in chat. Hi guys, hi Dookie. And yeah, Spritzy's good, doing well, looking good. Yeah, Spritzy looking good. And my tables are screwing up a lot at the moment, so I don't know what's happening in that one. But they're back to normal now. I can't see the times clear. And this is a late one for the table glitch. Normally this only happens in the beginning of the race. I don't like it. Rosebeach actually being really close towards Jones as well. And actually, to be honest, Rosebeach really made a good recovery so far in P14. And that's Jones with the overtake on Mohammed. Mohammed goes for the late break, but it doesn't work, and it cost him a lot of time towards Rosebeach though. It did cost him a lot of time towards Rosebeach, and let's see if Rosebeach can deal with the pressure and take that position away from the Alfa Romeo driver. But the exit of the car is better. Exit of Mohammed is way better than Rosebeach, and it seems like he's gonna take the attack towards Jones again, sorry. And it's gonna be a late break, very late break, and it is a late break, but Jones keeps it nice and tight and needs his line clean and well. That's a good defending move from the McLaren there. And I hate the fact my tables keep screwing up. I hate it. Yamin seems to be back in P2, and Mirko still leading the race on P1. Spring in P3, but he will be feeling the pressure of the cars behind him, as Fritzy just overtook Benjamin as well, and he's going as a jet. He's going as a jet on those mediums. It's a full train here. It's a full train of cars. Oh, and that's Spring going. He's going straight. What happened there? He doesn't have damage. Did he lock up or something? Oh, and he lost a lot of positions there. And now it's Spritzy on the attack of John. Inside line, late break, and he keeps it nice and tight. And that's P3 for the Alpine driver. And now he's getting hold up by Bruno a bit, but Bruno moves out of the way. Nice and really respectful. And I hate the fact my tables keep screwing up. And we don't even have a yellow flag. What's happening? I have no idea what's happening. Spritzy is a P3. John is a P4. Benjamin in P6. 5. Wow. P5, and he seems to be looking for the moment to overtake John as well. He's on the medium tires, but they're older. Deck is on the younger tires though, and he seems to be the one going for the easiest move if he can get the DRS zone right. Somehow we have a yellow flag glitch or something, and I don't see DRS is open as well. So I'm gonna check the low gear chat for a moment. No one's tuning in, so I don't think the lobby is glitched at the moment. But yeah, the times are just really screwed up, and we're still on lap 17. This seems a bit weird, to be honest. As the lap times are counting up as well. Oh, the yellow flag is gone. That's a relief. The laps don't even count overall. I have no idea what's happening here. I'm getting no lap times. No lap counts. And there we go. Alright, so the lobby bugged. And I guess we will be going to a solution. Thanks for everybody tuning in at the moment. Seems like we have a big crash at the low gear lobby tonight. I hope we can come back to you guys with a second race, or maybe even with a reschedule. Everybody, thanks for tuning in. This was always Rick on the commentary in La Viva La Mexico, but unfortunately didn't see a full race. Well, have a great evening, guys, and I hope you guys will tune back in tomorrow on the mid-gear stream of RPM round 6. And well, yeah, guys, sorry, I can't make it anything else. So see you guys tomorrow, hopefully. Goodbye.